what I wanted to show you guys is this. These are strategies. These are campaigns. So this is the key ingredient to any business. If you know how people like me are getting these results, then in theory, you could learn them in more depth and you could do them for other people. There are hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of businesses that are looking for help with this stuff. All right, guys, what's going on? Travis here, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to show you how you can start a digital marketing agency in 2020. If you do what worked 5 years ago, you're probably not going to get very much results from that. So what I want to do is I want to take you through the strategy that helped me start my agency, and it's a strategy that so few people are doing that there's still a ridiculous amount of raw potential. Now, here's how we're going to break this down. I am about to get up here on this cool window and describe and lay out exactly the strategy that I use. But before I show you the strategy, I want you guys to come over here. I want to show you what the strategy has done, because I think you'll understand. It's easy to start a business if you know how to get results for people. So I want to show you guys what these results actually look like. So here's a look inside of a Facebook ads account, right? I'm going to use this super cool Chatmatic Pro black card to show you guys. I want you to look at the numbers. So right here you can see amount spent. This column right there is amount spent. That is 44 cents. Yes, 44 cents. I had a budget of 150, but it made $4,000. Really high return on ad spend. This little number here, ROAS, that says return on ad spend. Next, we've got this one, $7.27 turned into $10,000. $6.92 turned into $9,400. $16 into $11,000. This is my favorite. $89 into $43,413. 6, $3,000. 48, $11,000. 8, $1,500. 93, $10,000. That's just one account, okay? Now let's go to another one. This is another account from somebody else so that you guys know I'm not faking it, right? Let's take a look at this. Ready? We've got, I want you guys to look at, let's see, this ad right here is a messenger ad where we spent $1,400 but made $9,640. Now look, I'm not even going to talk about this ad, $4,500 to $21,000, because that's not a messenger ad. But I will talk about this one right here, which is a messenger ad. $89, $12,000. This one, $88, $2,500. This one, $81, $4,000. That's account number 2, client number 2. Let's talk about a client number 3. So you can see here, we've got, let's go with, where is it? This one right here is pretty solid. $840 spent, $10,000 made. Not bad. $3,600 into $45,000. It's a pretty good one. There's a couple other ones here. Oh, here we go. $15 into $916. That's also another messenger ad. So what I wanted to show you guys is this. These are strategies. These are campaigns. So this is the key ingredient to any business. If you know how people like me are getting these results, then in theory, you could learn them in more depth and you could do them for other people. There are hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of businesses that are looking for help with this stuff. All you've got to do is know how to put together the pieces. That's why I actually want to share it with you guys. I want to show you the campaigns that I was just outlining there, show you how they work out and how you actually can do them, and then talk a little bit about the strategy for creating an actual digital marketing agency doing this. So I'm going to grab the pen here. We're going to go up on this glass. All right, so it only makes sense for me to describe how I started my digital agency before I get into what I actually do for my clients. So I literally, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but I started my digital agency mostly by mistake. I was creating a software company called Chatmatic, which is the system that we use to get results for our clients. It's a messenger marketing platform, right? So I was creating this platform and ran into a couple of issues where it just turns out that it wasn't as easy to get results in the beginning for people who were just starting. It took a lot of learning for them to understand, like, how do I use Messenger? How do I get results? So I said, look, don't worry about learning it. Let me just do it for you. Well, I didn't realize that like the results that we could get were as good as they ended up coming out to be. And you guys saw in what I was just showing you with these ads accounts, $89 into $43,000. And so let me just describe this, right? So I went to e-commerce companies and I said, here's the deal. I'll just take a percentage of whatever I make you. Because at the time I didn't know how much to charge. That's a big question a lot of people ask is like, Travis, how much do you charge? I didn't know how much to charge. So I just started offering people, hey, let me make you some money. And if I make you money, I will take a percentage of that. The key is to do that strategically. And I teach my members inside of our agency accelerator to go after prime candidate clients. And now I don't have a lot of time to cover exactly what goes into making the perfect client today, but I want to show you what we do for these clients. And almost all of it revolves around Messenger. And I think this will be a really good way for you to understand the whole 30,000 foot view of like, how do you come up with campaigns? What does Messenger have to do with it? So I want to outline sort of the whole picture of it, right? And let's just talk about the fact that I just shocked the hell out of myself on that thing. All right. So let's talk about the fact that there's a lot of Shopify stores out there. We're going to be specifically talking about Shopify in this video, although you can start a digital agency in just about any niche. It just so happens that right now there's a big opening for starting an agency with Shopify because Shopify makes it easier to open a store than it's ever been before. So there's a lot of people opening stores, which means there's more people who need help marketing these stores. So you have your Shopify store, and really this comes down to being like I want you to imagine it kind of like a sideways funnel, right? Into your store, you've got to send a lot of traffic. So we've got a bunch of people out there in the world who have, followings on Instagram. Maybe they have Facebook likes. Maybe they're, I don't know, they have email, whatever, right? There's unlimited amounts of ways to send traffic to a store, right? Where you sell products, whatever it is, shirts, shoes, dongles for your MacBooks, whatever. So here's the thing. There's 800,000 Shopify stores, okay? Or more, somewhere give or take that much. All of these stores need more people to come to their store so that they can then make more money. So what they do is a lot of them will go out and say, hey, I don't know how to do any of these things. I need to get somebody to help me. So this is where I ended up starting my digital agency. I kind of fell in backwards to this. I wasn't thinking about the fact that there was a ton of potential here. I was doing Messenger, which Messenger is a really good way to bring people to your store. So at first, that's what I knew. I knew I could get people into a Messenger list and help people who had stores sell more of their products. So here's how that actually ends up breaking down. You have, you guys have all seen it. You go to we'll call this home page, right? You end up seeing somebody's post on Instagram, you go to their home page, and then you go to a product page, and then you go to a cart, right? Let's see if I can do this. A little cart. I did it. And then you end up buying, right? We call that a thank you page. So every step along the way, there are things that potentially could be added to this to make it where you can get Messenger subscribers, and not a lot of people know about it. I identified 3 super simple ways that I can get people into Messenger and then also monetize them. So let me describe what these methods are so that you can literally take these and run with them. Method number 1 is something that I call a buyer thank you ad. Okay, so buyer thank you ad. I've covered this in more depth on a Whiteboard Wednesday series here on my channel as well, so you guys know where that is. But buyer thank you ad is the number 1 thing that I do. And basically it's just an ad that I run to Shopify store buyers that basically brings them back. So again, now we're sending them from buying to Messenger, and then Messenger back to the homepage or a particular product page. They buy, they go back to being a buyer now. So that's number 1. Number 2, a big thing that people need help with is a lot of these stores really want help launching their stores, getting more traffic to their stores. And what better way to get a lot of people to a store than to offer them something for free? So what I teach is I teach this method where we run contests for people. And the contest is super simple. Get $200 in gift cards to this store by simply, entering into this contest, right? When you enter in the contest, you get so-and-so. Inside of Messenger, we can link people from a contest into Messenger. From within Messenger, we capture their email. Now we've got their email and we're helping them grow their external and other sources of traffic. And we're also getting a lot of people over to the store right now. So that was method number 2. And method number 3, I actually just call payoff. This is where we end up making money. And I'm covering this in a little bit shallow depth because I've covered it in more depth on a Whiteboard Wednesday, but also to be able to explain to you exactly what goes into starting this agency, right? So the payoff is just a sponsored message. Every single person that you get into Messenger, you can eventually run an ad that literally sends them back to your store. So I learned how to do this, okay? The in-depths of these 3 strategies probably took me, I don't know, in total time, it took me about 3 weeks, 4 weeks to develop the ideas, like breaking down where there are weaknesses in a funnel in somebody's online store, and then coming up with cool ways to promote other things to them using Messenger, right? So the core that I really want to be able to cover with you guys, especially when it comes to Messenger, is the idea that any agency can be started when you identify where there's holes in a market, when you know and have a skill at some sort of, in this case, Messenger. You can then start obviously reaching out to stores or running ads to get stores interested or go to local events or whatever it is. Get Shopify stores who need help with their marketing, and literally all you then have to do is focus on one aspect of it. So what's really great is you can take any of these 3 and run even just one of them for a Shopify store potentially, and that would end up making money. So again, you run all 3 of these, and that's what leads to the results that I was showing you guys earlier is, man, you find one store, and I think one of the stores that I was showing made about 94,000 in ads that we managed for them. And so we take a cut of whatever they make, and that's what's beautiful. I approach one of 800,000 Shopify store owners with my now ability to run these 3 ads for them and say, look, I don't want you to pay me. All I want is a percentage of whatever you make off of this actually going and working, right? So now I don't have to tell people, hey, you should get good at Messenger, right? Every individual store. That becomes too complicated. So instead, I make it easy. I say, don't get good at Messenger. Let me, who's already good at Messenger, do it for you. And it's a lot like, and I talk about this all the time, there's a lot of people out there who say like, oh, starting a digital agency is probably too hard because how do you even get clients? And it's like, how does a restaurant get customers, right? How does a restaurant that makes spaghetti, that makes pizza, how do they get customers? Anybody could make a pizza at their house. We've all got ovens. Anybody can make spaghetti. We can boil water. It's not about knowing how to do something. It's about having somebody else do it for you, right? These store owners, they're worried about getting inventory. They're worried about a whole bunch of different stuff. And all you've got to do is have knowledge in how to help them get more customers through Messenger. You approach them with a strategy. Hey, I'll run these 3 particular campaigns for you, and I'll take a percentage. All I want is 20% of net revenue. That's what I charge. 20% of whatever you make after any ad costs, right? So now 94,000, not bad, turns into 18,000. Do that with 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients, and now you've got yourself a digital agency. So the key is, I think, if you want to start a digital agency in 2020, the first thing that you need is a skill, an actual valuable skill set. And a lot of people are probably watching this thinking, well, Travis, I don't know how to do these 3 things. First off, I'll put a link below if you want to go check out a training where I show you exactly how to pull these 3 off. But you get these skill sets very simply, right? You have to learn them, educate yourself, do something, take a course. Yes, invest in a course, invest in yourself. But you can now approach your first store, and this is gonna help a lot of you guys who have this mindset that like, oh, I don't have any clients or testimonials. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna tell the store owner that I can help them? Tell them flat out, this is my first time doing it. I've been studying under a freaking Messenger Ninja Master. I've learned some cool things. I know how to do Facebook ads, but I've not done this for a store yet. So I want to do it for you and literally not charge you anything, because now you're going to get a testimonial. So you didn't charge them anything, you got your testimonial, and now you can go to the next store and say exactly the same thing, but here's this cool testimonial that I have. Imagine it, right? I started this video by showing you results from my other stores, and that's probably why you're listening, because I showed you results. What if I had not charged somebody just so that I could get those results? Then more people listen to you, they take you seriously, you've also gained experience. It's like interning, right? It'd be like being an intern. And it's crazy because that whole process is gone now. Instead, people would rather pay $90,000 to go to college and not intern, where you could make a lot more money learning by interning, but that's for another day. But this very simple strategy of understanding, so this is like, you know, all your different levels of traffic, right? There's a bunch more than this. But understanding that at its core principle, online business is just figuring out where people are, getting them over to a product-based website like this right here. This is basically a funnel, right? Getting them to buy things and figuring out how you can control that process and how can you do it at a cost-effective rate. There are so many people that have tried doing this for themselves, but they fail. And they fail because they don't have everything necessary to start the Shopify business. They don't have their own products and things like that. So the digital agency side, significantly easier than you think. There's literally a website, and I'll try to put that in the comment in the description below, where you can find Shopify stores ranked by how much traffic they get. You can offer them a specific service, make it personalized, don't just copy, paste, spam people. But you can absolutely start a digital agency by doing nothing more than this. Now, I'm in the middle right now, hopefully I'll be able to link this below, but I'm in the middle right now of doing something called the 10-day agency, which is how you start from scratch and build an agency in 10 days, specifically all around Messenger. And the reason that I use Messenger and I harp on it all the time and I really love it, number one, I have a software, so that makes a lot of sense. But number two, the reason I have a software is because I think the future of this entire industry, the future of digital business is really kind of going to be kind of wrapped up in the idea that conversation is where things can start and grow. If you can figure out how to manage conversations, you can help generate more sales, you can generate sales quicker, and you can make people a lot of money, including yourself. Because here's what's great. You don't have to have a single product. You don't have to have anything aside from a little bit of knowledge as to what Messenger can do, and you can start generating revenue. So hopefully this pretty much lays it out. This is a very, very easy way to be able to start a digital marketing agency this year that could potentially make you 5 and 6 figures a year. And you probably think 5 figures maybe sounds crazy, but if you do the math on that, it's $10,000, maybe $20,000 in a year, right? Broken out across 12 months, you're talking about, give or take, you know, what? It's $900. To make $10,000, you're talking something a little bit over $1,000 a month, right? So $900 a month. To make $900 a month, if you're taking 20% of somebody else's business, it's just, you don't have to make them very much money, right? You're talking maybe making somebody who's already doing 50,000 an extra 10, extra 15, and you can make 10, 15, $20,000 yourself over the course of a year. That's why I like this particular model of helping e-commerce stores, because number one, there's more and more e-commerce stores opening up every single day. Number two, the person who owns an e-commerce store is not typically the same person who is really good at marketing. So if you can get good at the marketing side, you can absolutely help them with their store. Number three, the reason I love it so much is because even in a competitive market where there's a lot of other people who are probably better at running ads than you might be, if you can run these 3 particular kinds of campaigns via Messenger, that's something that very few people can do. So I really do genuinely believe that this is a very easy process to learn. You do have to learn it. You have to put in a little bit of work, try to execute on it. But we've had some pretty amazing success and some great results from some of our users. So if it sounds interesting, I'll definitely link it below. But hopefully you guys take this, put it into action. Really, starting an agency comes down to prospecting. So learning, you know, who potential clients could be, getting them on the phone, working out that cycle, right? Emailing them, talking to potential clients, but having something to offer them. And I just think that this method is super easy. There'll be links below where you guys can check out more information. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you soon.